Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome back to another video where it is sprinkling while I'm filming, but the show must go on. I promised you all that I would do a full walk around and tour of my wife's brand new 2021 Land Rover Defender 110. Fully loaded, incredible truck. Also, that I would do two raffles, one for a rear diffuser for a Challenger and one for a rear window spoiler, and we will announce that as soon as we roll this intro.
Here and there and everywhere, we'll take it all in. We got a life to live, got a life to live. Here and there and everywhere, we'll take it all in. We got a life to live, got a life to live together. Oh, together. Oh, 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 oh.
All right, so before we get into the Defender, let's go ahead and announce the two winners of the giveaways from last week. The rear diffuser for a Dodge Challenger, and which is this right here, and the rear window spoiler for Dodge Challenger also. This will be easy to install. This, when this showed up, even my wife looked at me and laughed and said, good luck with that one, buddy. This is going to take somebody with tremendous patience and skill, two things that I do not possess. So, the first winner is Cobra Scat Pack from Instagram. Patrick Cortazzo has a beautiful black Scat Pack that I think this will look amazing on, and based on the looks of his Instagram profile, he's got the skill and talent to install this on his car, and I can't wait to see what it looks like and what I could have done had I been able to possess the patience to install this thing. I still have plans for a rear diffuser on my Hellcat, but I'm working through that right now on what I'm going to actually do and where I'm going to get it from. The second was the beautiful rear window spoiler for my Hellcat Red Eye that I bought on a whim, and some of you asked, why don't I put it on my car? I think I've got so much going on my car that I decided to just skip this and go with the rear diffuser. I think going with both, it just starts putting so much stuff going on in the back of the car. Plus, I've got the carbon fiber exhaust tips, the vinyl Hellcat head in the back where I removed the Dodge emblems. So this will look good on someone else's car, and that someone else is Diffused Pixel Studios, and he's got a beautiful Dodge Challenger wide body Scat Pack. I look forward to seeing how this looks, and after I see it on your car, maybe I'll end up ordering another one and actually putting one on my car. All right, now let's get into this tour of our new 2021 Land Rover Defender. All right, so let's jump right in and look at the sticker. I always ask for this when I buy or lease cars, and we leased this one. We leased this thing with $10,000 down for about $1,100 a month, and the reason why we did that, and I put so much down, is we had just bought the BMW X3 M40i literally about 12 months before, and yes, I had to pay some money to get out of it, but you only live once, and we love these cars, so we did it anyways. So your comments in the comment section about how much money we waste are going to go on deaf ears, because this is what we do. Bottom line is, this car cost $84,370. But when you lease a car, you spend less time, at least I do, worrying about what the sticker price was, and I worry about what the payment's going to be, because technically I'm kind of renting this car for 3 years. Now, it is a Range Rover, so let me head this off, that there are multiple comments that'll be made. Really two main comments that some of you are going to want to make, and I want to head those off right now and save you the extra finger energy from typing into the comment section about the reliability of the Land Rovers and the Range Rover variants, is that they are horrible. It's going to be in the shop more than you have it. Good luck. You're going to be broken down the side of the road. I've heard them all a million times. I have owned 4 of these Range Rovers, different variants, and Land Rovers, and I'll tell you, I've only had one that was kind of a problem car. For the most part, the newer ones are no less reliable than our BMW was, which was in the shop periodically, and the Mercedes-Benz variants, those things are in the shop. I mean, the bottom line is so much technology has been packed into these cars that there are issues. We also believe that leasing these is the right way to go, because yes, it's true, once they're out of warranty and they start breaking, the cost to repair these things is so astronomically ridiculous that it starts to rival my Lamborghini expenses. And I did learn that when I kept one of our Range Rovers a little too long and started to have to repair things like the air suspension, the electronics, even the stereo system, and all the issues that start to go out. I'm not going to do that. So the best thing, in my opinion, is if you're going to get one of these things, is lease that sucker, drive the wheels off of it, don't stress about it, take it to the shop. They'll give you a nice Land Rover loaner car when you take it in, and enjoy it. And when it breaks, drop it off. I tell this story all the time, that when I had my BMW and it broke a lot and it was in the shop for a month, the guy said at the beginning, he says, we'll let you know when your car's done. And I was like, dude, you let me know when your car's done. This ain't my car. I'm renting this thing for 3 years. So whatever it costs to fix, that's going to be on you guys. And thank you for the new 5 Series loaner car while you're fixing your car. That's how I feel about this. And when you lease a car, if they keep the car a month or more, my experience has been they're going to pay your car payment for you. That happened on my BMW. Now, I have yet to have had that happen on a Land Rover, so save those comments. I know they have reliability issues, but the reality of it is the newer ones are no less reliable than any other luxury SUV out there. I have friends with Cullinans and Bentley Bentegas, and they have all kinds of issues as well. It just is what it is. It's part of all the technology that comes in these cars. The second comment you're going to make is going to be, well, that thing's never going to see off-road. It's never going to be in the mud. It's never going to be in the dirt. What a waste of money to buy one of these things, or at least one of these things, and not take it off-road. And you know what? You're probably right. My wife's likely not to take it off-road. And that does break my heart, because I'd love to take this thing off-road. And at some point, maybe the last 6 months that we have this thing, we will take this thing off-road and drive the hell out of it. Sometime in between now and then, I'm going to try and get her to let me take it off-road. But until we fully wrap this thing in PPF, I think I'm going to have trouble getting her to go for that idea. So save that comment in the comment section. This is a lacrosse mom vehicle, and it's one we haul the family and friends around in, and it is a blast to drive. And I'll share more with you on that in a second as well. But first, let's walk around this thing, and you can take a look at the beauty. It is gorgeous, and the reason why we didn't buy the larger, or the step up to this, what is it, the HSE, was one, those are about $125,000 with similar options, and two, they haven't changed much over the years. They look very similar to all the past versions, just a little bit more modernized and facelifted, but for the most part, they've been the same for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years even. But this Defender was ultra unique in comparison to any of the Land Rovers out there, and it just hit her between the eyes that she had to have this thing. And this one's very unique. Even though on the sticker it says it has 20-inch wheels, when we showed up to the dealership, this was the only one we could find, and then we searched on the internet as well, the only one we could find anywhere with 22-inch wheels with a 22-inch spare as well, which is pretty awesome. And the 22s really set this thing off and fill up those giant wheel wells. It's also got the black gloss fender well lips, and you've got the diamond plating up here, which they say you can actually stand up on top of this thing if you wanted to. You've got cameras everywhere on this thing for the 360 cameras. Just the overall look is incredible. They did a phenomenal job on this thing. And when you see the all black ones, this part's black, so she wanted to go with something where that popped out a little bit and it just gave a really cool look to it. But again, more and more cameras all around this thing. So the technology I'll show you in a second is pretty incredible overall. And remember, we looked at quite a few other SUVs with third row seats, and many of them would only allow to have the buckets in the rear. This one, you've got the big bench seat in the rear, so that allows for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people with the rear seat in the back folded up, which allowed us to fit a family of 4 plus the family of 3 that we are in this thing. The only thing we found was that hauling the friends around or picking them up from the airport with the third row seat was nearly impossible. Whoops. Nearly impossible. Let's get rid of this. To be able to fit their luggage in here. Should have moved this out. Oops. Let's get rid of this, which came with the car. But with the third row seats up, you lose a ton of storage room unfortunately, but check this out. This is cool. You got the headrests in the back. Headrests in the back. So you have almost no real storage here. But going to the beach and being able to put, you know, a bunch of folding chairs back here, that worked. Some towels, some bags, some stuff up with the passengers. But that's when you need to start taking a look at putting the roof rack on. But nonetheless, this serves the purpose for us, which is pretty awesome. While we're back here, so I don't have to come back here later on, check out all of this. It's got the cup holders. It's got chargers for the people in the back on both sides. But even cooler is it's got its own climate control system back here and heated third row seats. I've never seen that before. And they've got cool little windows back here, so it's not too claustrophobic as well. So this is cool. This is one of my favorite parts. So if you tow things like RVs or boats, this thing will tow up to, I think it's 8,000 or 9,000 pounds. It came with a tow package, so we're set up if we want to start towing things with this thing. It's all ready to go. But how awesome is this, that you can hold this down and lift up. I don't know if you can see this, but it's lifting up, or hold it and it'll lower it down. So it's easy to get your trailer hitch onto the tongue of the boat or the trailer, but it's also very convenient for loading groceries at Costco. And this is where some of you off-roaders get triggered. Yes, this is a great grocery hauler. Fold the seats forward, head to Costco, lower this thing down, and it's so easy to put everything in here and fill up this sucker. Also, you've got your, if you break down stuff here, your reflectors. Now let's check out the inside of this thing. Let's check out the back seats. The stereo system is incredible in this. What's really nice is it comes with little accessories you can pop in here like that to hang your coats, to stick iPads, rear entertainment systems if you want. All that's right there. But also, it's got power outlets. Also, it's got USB-C and 2 lighter plugs back here as well. And rear climate control. Full rear climate control and heated seats for the rear passengers. I mean, this thing has everything you can imagine in it. It's got plenty of cup holders. All right, so let me show you something else here, which is pretty cool. We'll put these back down. Do these.
Alright, what's up?
How the hell do I put the third row seat back down once I put it up?
Pull the handle
No, I'm sure there's a handle somewhere, but where is the handle? I'm looking
on the
at.
back of the seat.
You mean the little strap?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking magic. All right, thanks.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. All right, now let me show you how easy this is. Pull this strap, the headrest goes down, and these things fold right back forward. Look at that. Boom. And you've got a bunch of storage room. But now check this out. You fold this guy forward, and you've got a full truck bed, or a small truck bed, to haul things for those Home Depot trips. Let's throw that back in there. Let my wife yell at me later for not putting it back in place. All right, now let's check out all the technology that came with this thing. This is incredible, and why you want to have a warranty on this thing. So let's start her up. We'll talk about gas mileage while this is loading. Gas mileage is not good. She's averaging 13.3 miles per gallon, and that's not good. All right, this thing has a 3-liter 6-cylinder gas engine, 395 horsepower, 406 pounds of torque, and an 8-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel drive with twin-speed transfer box. I'm reading that off of the sticker, yes, because I want to get it right for you all. But what's really cool when it comes to technology of this thing is you can completely configure this dash however you want. It's also, I don't know if you can see it, it's got the heads-up display, which it probably doesn't show on the camera. All right, so you can set up what you want on this dash. You can set up anything you want on the left, center, to the right. She's got it set up for her music. her speedometer, and then some trip information, her gas mileage and how many miles she's driven and how many miles she has left, because she tends to run all of her cars down to 0 gas. But what's really cool is you can change the entire layout of this thing if you want, because it's digital. So we go to the full map setting. But the one I like, she doesn't, is both dials. But I will set it back to her setting so she doesn't kill me later. What's really cool is it's got this huge area of storage, more power for charging phones or electronics, and you've got more down here, and you've even got USB-C. What's really cool, before we go further, is all the storage down here. I can fit an entire DSLR, which I have, into this area. You've got wireless charging right here as well. Of course, you need the cup holders, and you've got even more storage area down here to put stuff. But what's really awesome is this screen has everything on it you need. What's really slick is that all 3 rows will allow you to control the temperatures in the back, even here. But you can sync them all so they're all exactly the same by pushing that, because if you want air coming from up here and not your feet, you just tap the screen and that makes that work. And you can change it for each side. You can also set it for the rear row. Third row will not let you do the different climate areas, but it still has a lot of cool features. This thing does have seat heaters, so you just push this down and you can go to heated seats, and it actually blows warm air through the seats, or cooled seats and air-conditioned seats. So summer or winter, this thing's got you covered. What's really cool too is this off-roading stuff and even on-roading stuff. So we have older parents, we can push this button and the entire SUV will lower to the ground. You can lower it really low, or you can set it really high. So when you're off-roading, just push that and this thing will start lifting up. Go even higher. You can get this thing pretty high up there. For off-roading features, we're going to push right here. And then you've got all these different, you've got comfort, you've got grass and gravel. I'm going to put no. You've got mud ruts, you've got sand, you've got rock crawl, you've got, what is that, Wade program selected, which is lifting the SUV up, and you've got configurable, and you've got auto. We leave it on comfort. This also has all of the safety features, the collision avoidance, the cross traffic alerts, and you've got the lane departure warnings, and this thing will even steer itself back into a lane with some of these features here, which she loves, and warn you when there's cars next to you and keep you from getting in any trouble. Now let's show you the 360 camera. 360 camera, which a lot of cars have, but I mean, this is awesome. It's really cool. It even shows your Rover there. Great visibility in the back. This thing also has off-road, so when you're off-roading, you can, there you go. So when you're off-road, so you can see your clearance on each side of the SUV as well as in front, so you can avoid obstacles, rocks, trees, bushes, things you don't want to hit that might cause damage. Go back to on-road, and you've got great visibility and view if you need to park. It's also got towing capabilities to be able to see when you're hooking up your trailer. You've got the little red dot to make sure you know exactly where to stick that tongue of that trailer to get this thing lowered down on top of it. The other feature, which is one of my favorites, is this mirror. So obviously looking through this mirror would be a pain in the neck because you've got the big spare tire and the headrest, and if you got people in it, you're not going to be able to see, but you know what's coming. You flip this thing and you've got a beautiful full color, bright, high definition screen of everything behind you with no obstacles whatsoever. You've got the full panoramic roof all the way back. You can also pop this sunroof up or back and open it all the way. You get tons of sunshine and air blowing through the vehicle. And one of the other features they showed us when we bought this thing was that you can clean this thing so easily. Remove the mats, everything unbuttons here, and it's all plastic. So you can literally take a hose and hose out all this plastic here. All this is hosable, and you won't damage any electronics. So all the way through the entire vehicle, if you're off-roading, you get it filthy, just pop these out really easily, and then run a hose through here from side to side, and you can hose this thing down and everything will be fine. This interior will be fine, everything will be fine. Another thing that's pretty cool is the projector lights, the puddle lights that are projected from underneath the mirrors down here on the ground at night that are Defender logos. So now let's go for a quick drive, and I will tell you how this thing drives. And I already know how it drives, and I will tell you I've never driven anything more comfortable. With that said, I've been in Rolls Royces, I've been in Bentleys, and I still believe that this thing drives a little bit better because it does have a little bit more feeling of control, but it's smooth. And I watched somebody on YouTube say that this thing doesn't drive as smooth as the stepped up HSE models. I disagree. I think this drives just as good. Those $120,000 HSE models used to be way better than any of the other Land Rovers, but this thing, it is like, it's, you know, when I say it's like driving on air, it's because you kind of are driving on air. These things all have that air suspension, and it just drives so smooth. Now, it is fast for a 6,000 pound SUV. This thing gets up and goes. That's why the gas mileage is horrible. With that supercharged 6-cylinder and this much weight, it's going to eat gas. Now, we didn't know that they were going to come out with a V8, or we would have bought the V8. Total impulse buy, and had no clue that the V8 was coming out. Apparently, it is coming out, or is already out, and we missed out on it. But that's okay. This thing moves as fast as you would ever want to go in something of this size. Despite the size, though, it handles incredibly well. There's a HSC right there. Despite its size, it handles really well. So when you go around corners, the suspension compensates for that. You feel like you're in an extremely capable SUV that's not going to let you down when you need to maneuver rapidly and quickly around objects or around a corner. This thing does it very, very well. So I don't know if you could tell, but this thing just moves. So if I come across this Mercedes, I can go a lot faster and tick that guy off, but feel that thing go. It is so quick. One thing about this model is at Cars and Coffee, the first week, my wife said she needs to take her car to Cars and Coffee, and she had a crowd around this thing looking at it. People love these things. If it wasn't for the reputation about reliability that I think is misplaced and unfair at this point, I think more people would be lining up to buy these things. But I expect that it's going to be no less reliable than any of the other cars that we've owned, but a lot more fun, and it looks way cooler, and it gets us into that 7-seater passenger vehicle with tons of storage room, and it's going to be fun for long road trips and anything we need it for, including running from zombies up in the mountains and the hills if that ever happens and we need to do it. So with that said, everybody, we'll wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye. Scat Pack Charger right there. Woo, that's nice. Uh-oh.